Good morning, students. In the previous video lesson, we learned about uh, single column cash book problems. Of course, before that, subsidiary books, uh, subsidiary books also we learnt. Subsidiary books, purchase book, sales book, purchase returns book, and sales returns book, cash book, bills payable, bills receivable, journal proper. These are the subsidiary book that we discussed in previous video lessons. So, today video lessons we will learn two column cash book, how to prepare two column cash book and a three column cash book along with problems and its solutions we will learn. So, all of you listen carefully. If you have any doubt, you can chat with me or you can contact through mail also. So, it will be continued. In this video lesson, we will learn two column cash book. In two column cash book also, we have two types. On debit side, two columns, and credit side, two columns. In that also, we have two types. One is if it is if you take first category, that is a bank column and a discount column, and one more cash column and a discount column. These are the two types of cash books we will see. So, already theory part we already explained in previous video lessons. Now, we will see problems how to record the monitor cash transactions. So, in cash book only we have to record cash transactions only. How to record all the cash transactions in discount column and bank or cash columns, we will see with our problems. So, please. First we will see one problem. Here we have enter the following transactions in a cash book with a discount and bank columns, assuming that all payments are made by checks and all receipts are immediately banked. So, here it indicates the problem. Here we have a bank column and a discount column. These are the two columns we will see in this problem. So, let us see the transactions one by one. On November 1st, 2015, paid into bank 5,000 rupees. So, we paid cash into bank, that is 5,000 rupees. How do we post in cash book, that we will see in the solution. So, here purchased goods 2000 rupees. Next day on 3rd, purchased goods 2000, sold goods for cash 17,000, purchased goods 1500, sold goods to Raju on credit basis, that is 500 rupees, purchased goods from Gopi for 1000 on credit basis, paid electricity charges 45 rupees, received from Raju 490 in full settlement. So, paid rent 150 rupees, and withdrawn from bank for petty payments 50 rupees, and paid to Gopi 975 in full settlement. Next on 19th, sold goods for 750, sold goods to Chatterjee on credit basis 450, purchased goods from Gopal from for 1100 rupees on credit basis, received cash from Chatterjee for 40 in full settlement, paid to Gopal on account 600 rupees, paid salaries 175, withdrawn for personal use 300, paid Gopal 485 in full settlement, sold goods for cash 400 rupees, purchased goods by check 300 rupees, paid telephone charges 55 rupees. So, this is the problem. Of course, in this we have bank transactions, credit transactions and discount. These are the three transactions we observed in this problem. Of course, here in cash book along with the discount column, we do not post any credit transactions because this is cash book. That is why only cash transactions are to be posted, credit transactions are not to be posted here. So, that is why only cash transactions are to be posted here. So, that you have to remind, that you have to remind. So, that is why wherever we have cash transactions, those transactions are to be recorded in cash column or bank column. The other side means credit transactions. Credit transactions are to be ignored. Credit transactions are to be ignored, that you have to keep in mind. So, let us see one by one. Right here we have to post into concerned account, concerned column, paid into bank, that is 5,000 rupees. So, we are paying cash into bank, that is 5,000 rupees. So, when we are paying a cash into bank or some other, then what we think, is it payment or receipt, that we have to think, is it payment or receipt, that we have to think. So, when we are paying something, when we are paying cash, so that is why this is payment, not receipt. So, that is why we have to write, if it is payment you have to write on credit side, if it is receipt you have to record on debit side. So, whether when you read a transaction, then you have to remind whether it is receipt or payment, that you have to remind. So, that is why cash receipt or cash payment. So, that one can identify by reading this transaction one by one. So, that is why paid into bank. So, we are already paying to into bank. Of course, here you have to remind one more thing, we do not have any cash transactions, we do not have, of course we have, but we are preparing only bank column along with the discount column, we do not have any cash column. So, that is why you have to record all the transactions in bank only, all the transactions in bank only. So, that is why this 5,000 rupees are to be recorded yes 5,000 rupees, this 5,000 rupees to be paid to bank. So, here you see, you can observe this cash account 5,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, this is recorded in bank column. We are paying cash, that cash is to be credited to bank account. So, that is why when we are recording in cash book, then we have to record on debit side, because it is cash receipt, cash receipt. So, that is why we have to record on debit side of the cash book. So, that is why cash account is recorded on debit side. Next we see purchased goods 2,000 rupees. So, worth of 2,000 rupees we purchased. So, that is why you see purchase, when we are purchasing, then we have to pay amount. So, that is why 2,000 is to be paid. So, that is why on payment side we have to record, on payment side we have to record, that is purchase account 2,000 rupees. Next we will see one more next transaction, that is sold goods for cash, goods sold for cash 17,000. When we are selling goods, then we have to record, then it is receipt, receipt. So, that is why we have to record on debit side, that is 1700 we have to record. Next purchased goods 1500. So, when we are purchasing, then we have to pay cash. So, that is why cash is to be paid. So, 1500 rupees, you see, you can observe this. When we are recording on credit side, we have to write with buy, you have to start with buy. On debit side, you have to start with 2, that already we discussed in the ledger preparation, ledger preparation. Okay. So, purchase account on 9th date by purchase account 1500 rupees. This is recorded here. Next transaction, sold goods to Raju on credit basis. Yes, just we discussed about credit transactions. So, when it is credit transaction, do not record on debit or credit. So, whatever it may be receipt, it may be payment, whatever it is, do not record on cash book, because this is credit transaction. That is why it is need not to be written on cash book. So, just it is to be ignored, it is to be ignored. The same way here, purchased goods from Gopi for 1000 rupees on credit basis. So, this is also credit transaction. So, need not to write on cash book. So, that is also is to be ignored. Next transaction, next we will see paid electricity charges 45 rupees, electricity charges paid 45 rupees. So, when we are paying charges, then 45 rupees is payment. That is why, right, you see on 14th date electricity charges 45 rupees, that is paid, 45 rupees is paid. So, that is payment. Next we see received from Raju 490 rupees in full settlement. In full settlement, we are receiving cash from Raju. So, then, so already we have to receive from Raju. So, you see here on 10th date, sold goods to Raju on credit basis 500 rupees. So, earlier it is ignored because that was credit. Now, on this date, on 15th date, we are receiving cash 490 rupees, but actually we have to receive 500 rupees, but we are receiving 490 rupees. The difference between these two, that will be discount. So, when we are receiving, then it will be receipt. So, right, you see here on debit side to Raju account 10 rupees and 490, 10 plus 490, that will be ultimately 500 rupees. So, we are giving 10 rupees discount to Raju. So, that is why 10 rupees is allowed discount, 10 rupees is allowed discount. Next, next paid office rent, office rent is paying, we are paying office rent. So, office rent nothing but payment, office rent, yes, you observe here office rent, that is 150 rupees, this 150 rupees is paid. So, payment, on payment side we have to write, right. Next, you see withdrawn from bank for petty expenses, yes, for petty payments we are withdrawn. So, this is payment on 17th date, you see on 17th date petty cash account, that is 50 rupees, yes, for petty payments we withdrawn. So, withdrawn nothing but payment. So, that is why it is recorded on payment side. Next, paid to Gopi 975 in full settlement, yes, earlier Gopi was there, yes, yes, on 13th date purchased goods from Gopi for 1000 rupees on credit, yes. So, on 13th date we purchased from Gopi for 1000 rupees on credit basis. Now, we are paying paid to Gopi 975. So, earlier it was 1000 rupees, but we are paying now 975 rupees. So, the remaining balance 25 rupees is discount. So, this is payment, yes, you see here Gopi on 18th date 975 rupees, 975 plus 25. So, this is received discount. So, when the payment is done, then we are receiving the amount. So, that is why it is received discount. On debit side allowed discount, that you have to remind, Next, on 18th date is completed. Next, we see sold goods for cash, 750, yes, for 750 we are selling goods. So, that is why 750, you see here, this is a receipt we are writing, yes. Next, sold goods to Chatterjee on credit, yes, here again we are not to record, because we have to ignore, we are selling goods to Chatterjee on credit basis. Whenever we are selling goods to some other person on credit basis, that transaction need not to write, just it is to be ignored. So that is why 450 is to be ignored, because on credit basis we are selling. So when it is realized, then it is to be recorded. When it is to be realized, then it is to be recorded. That you have to keep in mind. Next, purchased goods from Gopal for 1100 on credit basis. Of course, here also credit basis. So it is also need not to write, right. Next, you see received cash from Chatterjee 440 in full settlement, right. So just now on 20 date, goods sold to Chatterjee on credit basis 450 rupees. So that is why on 24th we are received cash from Chatterjee 440 in full settlement. So actually we sold goods to him worth of 450, but actually we are receiving 440 rupees. So remaining 10 rupees is discount. So this is receipt. So receipt, that is why we have to record on debit side. So you see, observe, you can here Chatterjee 24th date to Chatterjee 10 rupees and 440 rupees. Yes. So this 10 rupees is allowed discount. Next we see allowed discount. Next, rest. Next, that is 24th done. Next, 25th paid to Gopal on account of 600. Yes, earlier Gopal was there. So purchased goods from Gopal for 1100 on credit basis. Yes, but paid to Gopal on account 600 rupees. Yes, we paid to Gopal. You see here Gopal 600 rupees we are paying. So that's why it is to be payment. So next one, paid salaries 175. Paid salaries 175 rupees. Yes, salaries, it is an expenditure. So that's why you have to write on this side, payment side, that is 175. Next, you see withdrawn for personal use. So if it is personal use, it will be treated as drawings, Yes, you see. So drawings, that is 300 rupees. Yes. Next, paid to Gopal 485 in full settlement. Yes, earlier Gopal, yes, you see here purchased goods from Gopal for 1100. For 1100 we purchased, but in one first payment, that is 600 paid. So remaining 485 is there. So ultimately we have to pay as final payment 500 rupees, but instead of 500 we are paying 485 rupees. So remaining 15 rupees is the discount. So that's why this 15 rupees is to be treated as discount. Yes, you can observe here Gopal 15 rupees discount and 485 is payment. Yes, right. Next, sold goods for cash. Yes, we are selling goods for cash. Then 400 rupees. Yes, you see selling 400 rupees on 29th date. Next, 30 purchased goods by check. Yes, we are purchasing goods. So then purchase account. Yes, you see 300 rupees. 300 rupees purchase. Next, paid telephone charges 55 rupees. Yes, telephone charges, you see, you observe here 55 rupees. Now all the entries are recorded. So then debit discount column, credit discount column need not to be balanced, just it is to be totaled. Discount columns need not to be balanced, just totaled, because one is loss, another one is gain. So that's why need not to be balanced. So that's why debit discount column, that is allowed discount column, is 20 rupees, and whereas credit discount column is 40 rupees. So, these are the columns. Debit discount column is nothing but discount allowed. Credit discount column is discount received. So, that is why these two columns are to be not to be balanced, just is to be totaled. Next, bank column. So, here in bank column we have to balance. So, which balance is higher, which balance is lower, that you have to remind roughly. First, you see here debit balance is higher, that is 8,780 rupees is higher balance. This balance is to be total first, all the debit column amount is to be total, 8,780 rupees is the total amount. So, when we are totaling this column will get 8,780 rupees. So, the same total is to be recorded here, the same total is to be recorded here. So, 8,780 rupees. So, whatever the debit balance we got, the same amount is to be recorded here. After that, from this 8,780 rupees, all the balances, whatever the payments are there, these payments are to be deducted. These payments are to be deducted. Ultimately, we get balance after deducting, we are getting this balance, that is balance carry forward 2,145 rupees we will get. This 2,145 is the closing balance. This closing balance is to be carry forwarded to the next date, that is after November 30, the next day is December 1st. On December 1st, to balance brought down because the earlier day closing balance is 2,145. This 2,145 is to be carry forwarded to the next day, that is December 1st. That is why here 2,145 rupees. So, this is the two columns cash book. One is discount column, another one is bank column. These are the two columns. So, I think you got an idea about this problem. Next, I will go for cash and bank columns. Cash and bank columns. Cash and bank columns. Discount and bank. Okay, this we will see. Yes. Enter the following transactions in a cash book with the cash and discount columns. So, in the earlier problem, we have a discount column and a bank column. Now, cash and discount columns we have. So, in 2008 June 1st, cash on hand 8,000 rupees. 8,000 rupees. On June 2nd, received from Mukesh and allowed him is received from Mukesh 980 rupees and allowed him discount 60 rupees. Received from Ratan Lal 2000 rupees. Paid to SK Pisolkar, that is 2880, and received a discount of 40 rupees. Received interest on investment 600. Received from Rama and Company 735 and allowed him a discount of 25 rupees. Goods purchased for cash 2000 rupees. Goods sold for cash 960. Paid cash for travelling expenses 85 rupees and goods purchased on credit from Rajesh 3500. Salaries paid 2100. So, this is the problem. Of course, in the last problem also we have reminded one thing. Here also I am reminding one more time, because whatever the credit transactions we have in these transactions, do not write, need not to be written in cash book, because that is credit transaction. Credit transactions are to be ignored. Credit transactions are to be ignored, need not be written in cash book, because in the cash book we have only cash transactions are to be recorded, that you have to keep in mind. Okay, let us see the pro forma. The pro forma will be like this. The pro forma already we discussed in theory part. Of course, one more time we are reminding. This is right. Here you see this is the partition, this is the partition. In this partition, this is a debit side, this is credit side, debit and credit side. So, on debit side we have two columns, that is discount column and cash column. The same way credit side also discount column and cash columns. Of course, in addition to that we have date column, particulars, ledger folio columns, and that we will have. So, let us see one by one whatever the transactions we recorded. So, we see in detail, right. The first transaction is cash on hand 8,000 rupees, cash on hand 8,000 rupees, cash on hand 8,000 rupees. 8,000 rupees. So, this is on debit side to balance brought down 8,000 rupees. This is opening balance, because in cash book we have opening balance on debit side. So, that is opening balance 8,000 on debit side, right. Next, June 2nd received from Mukesh and allowed him 980, allowed him discount 60 rupees, 60 rupees. So, from Mukesh we are receiving 980 rupees and allowed him discount 60 rupees. So, whenever we are receiving, then simply you have to write on debit side. So, you see here, right, you see right. So, on debit side to Mukesh 980 rupees, discount is to be written here, this 60 rupees. This is on debit side, debit side. Next, received from Ratan Lal 2000 rupees, received from Ratan Lal 2000 rupees, received from Ratan Lal 2000 rupees. Yes, we are receiving. So, when it is receipt, then simply you have to write on debit side. So, Ratan Lal 2000 rupees, Ratan Lal 2000 rupees, it is to be recorded on debit side. Next, paid to SK Pisolkar. So, we are paying to Pisolkar 2880 rupees and received a discount of 40 rupees, discount of 40 rupees. Yes, payment. So, that is why on credit side you see on credit side date, and you have to start with by SK Pisolkar 40 rupees as discount and 2880 is the amount, cash amount. So, that is why 40 rupees discount. This discount is received discount, this discount is received discount, right. Next, received interest on investments, that is 600 rupees. Yes, received, received nothing but receipt. So, you see interest, interest we are receiving interest 600 rupees, 600 rupees receipt, receipt, right. Next, receipt, that is what. Next, 19th received from Ram and Company 735 rupees and allowed him a discount of rupees 25 rupees. Yes, received from Ram and Company. So, we are receiving Ramed company 735 rupees. This 735 rupees is to be written on debit side. Yes, 735 rupees and recorded Ramed company 735 rupees. Okay, got it. Next, goods purchased for cash. Yes, we are purchasing goods. So when we are purchasing goods, then it is to be payment on payment side. On payment side, 2000 rupees. 2000 rupees we have to record on payment side. Next, next on 24th, goods sold for cash. Goods sold for cash. So when we are selling goods worth of 960, then it is to be written as receipt. Receipt. Sales is to be written as receipt. 960 rupees. 960 rupees. Next, goods purchased on credit from Rajesh. Then here you don't write this item because this is credit transaction. Credit transaction. Next, on 31st, salary is paid. Salary is paid, that is 2100. Salary is paid 2100. So now all the transactions are over. All the transactions are over. It is just is to be balanced. It is to be balanced.